Chosen ones, empaths, the narcissistic collapse. This was brought to my attention by a subscriber, so thank you for reaching out and making me aware of this topic, because I've done a little research and I've seen a lot of it in my own story. I wasn't aware that the narcissist I was with was actually going through a collapse, and upon research, I'm sure many of you will actually see that this was in your story too. Because the narcissistic collapse, this happens when the narcissist loses supply, which can even be if they think or feel they've lost you, you know? Even if they think or feel they've lost you, they don't have to actually have lost you. And that's why I always make in my videos, you know, I've spoke about it before, how the narcissist in my life believed she lost me. Like, because of the way we start reacting, the way we start functioning, the way we start behaving, they feel like they lost us. And this is a significant thing which causes the collapse, right? Because they basically start throwing a tantrum to get you back. Also, it's if someone has threatened their reality, which a lot of us threaten their reality. So they lose a sense of their identity. Like, a sense of their identity is gone and they collapse. And a lot of us threaten their identity. We threaten their identity, and we changed how we behaved. We changed how we just done it naturally. We was mirroring them, you know, in the lead up to the discard, or if you had to cut them off. Like, we changed how we were. We wasn't the same person. I don't know if the narcissist said to you, I wish you was how you were at the start. That was said to me. I changed who I was as a person, you know. The narcissist went out all guns blazing with me, and I know the reason why is because they was actually collapsing. And I've drawn up some signs of it, but one of the signs is impulsive reactions. So that's a symptom of this narcissistic collapse. So like rapid, unplanned reactions, regardless of negative consequences. This is them. They'll get involved in these impulsive reactions when their world's falling apart, and their world is falling apart because, like I said, they felt like they were losing you. You're their primary source of supply. They felt like they were losing you, and they're going to throw a tantrum to get you back. And that's why a lot of us have gone through courts. We've gone through false allegations. We've gone through crazy ordeals. You know, intensive hoovering. We've gone through it all because they're actually collapsing. Now, they're trying to mask their collapse. That's what you've got to understand. They're actually trying to mask the collapse, and that's why a lot of this went over our heads. So thank you to that subscriber again for making me aware of this, because this topic actually went over my head and I wasn't aware of it. And it was just upon doing a bit of research, I've just seen how this was exactly what happened in my story. And I'm really grateful for, like, because this brought me a bit of closure. Like, even after some time now that I've been healing, as I say, the healing journey, you know, we've been victims of abuse, and the healing journey does go on for some time. The healing journey does go on for some time, and we're always healing because we've been victims of abuse. So, you know, to know that, I can see it in my own story, you know, like, and I'm sure you can. The narcissist actually thought they were losing you. And this is why I mentioned, even if they think or feel they've lost you. So you could have still been in a relationship with them, but even if they think or feel they lost you, this is causing the collapse in them. So the signs of it, sorry, I've gone off. We had impulsive reactions, right? So rapid, unplanned reactions, regardless of negative consequences. So they're just doing some funky behavior, right? And they're doing this funky behavior, like, regardless of what's going to happen, and they don't care what happens, because they're just in this mind state of trying to mask what's happening because their world's falling apart. Another sign of it is they'll begin to withdraw. from losing you. So even if they've discarded you, this is what I'm saying, a lot of this discards happen in the narcissistic collapse. They've discarded you maybe, right? And you're thinking, oh, all the ball's in their court, you know what I'm saying? And you're thinking this, but really the ball's in your court, and they're withdrawing from you. They're suffering without you. And I've made numerous videos about how the narcissist suffers without you. Even if they go on to new supplies or whatever, they realize the new supplies don't equate to you, and they're suffering intense withdrawal symptoms. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother right. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But they're experiencing intense withdrawal symptoms of this narcissistic collapse, and their world is literally getting torn apart. And that's why they'll mask this behavior with their impulsive reactions, with them going off with new supplies, trying to make out they're okay. You know what I'm saying? And they'll fall into reckless habits. So, you know what I mean? They might be getting involved in dangerous activities like just sleeping with people they don't know, drugs, alcohol. I'm not saying that we as chosen ones and empaths can do drugs and alcohol as well and get involved in risky behavior, but these lot do it on an excessive level. You know what I'm saying? We've seen how quickly they move on. We've seen how quickly they'll be with new people, you know what I mean? And they'll post on their social media how they're happy, and they're reckless. They've got some reckless habits, man, real reckless habits. And this is all symptoms of them collapsing. This is what I'm saying. So when we're witnessing this unfold and we're sitting there like maybe still hurting and stuff, they're actually collapsing, going through this process. And it makes me realize that the narcissist I was with was going through a narcissistic collapse prior to me even leaving the vicinity, and they were actually collapsing throughout it. So yeah, so we've had impulsive reactions, withdrawal, reckless habits. Another sign is mental breakdown. So they're going through a mental breakdown, right? A psychotic breakdown. They're literally delusional. They're going through maybe a small scale psychosis. And now I understand that us as chosen ones and empaths, after being involved with narcissists and stuff, we can have our mental health affected, but these lot go through it too. They're going through a different, and they're masking it. You know what I'm saying? We might go and speak to a psychiatrist, or we might go and speak to someone and express our feelings. These lot are masking it. They're masking their behavior to their friends, their families. They're so alone with this feeling that they're collapsing and their world has been torn apart. You know, it causes a mental breakdown, and it makes them, they're just losing control. They're losing the plot. So another sign is excessive complaining. Now, I've spoke about this because they'll complain to the new supply about us, or they'll complain to the new supply comparing the new supply to us. So after they've gone to the new supply and they've said, oh, you know what I mean, my ex was toxic, my ex was this, my ex was that, they'll start saying to the new supply, oh, my ex used to treat me better than you. And this is their complaining. They'll just start complaining. Now, they'll complain about the big things, the small things, all this in between, but they'll bring up our name in conversation, and they'll be complaining to the new supply, knowing that they've lost us. They're literally collapsing from the moment, this is what I say, like from the moment they've left our lives, they're literally on a downward spiral. They're literally on a downward spiral. So another sign is hostile blame and rage. You know what I'm saying? So they'll start blaming the new supply because they were maybe even caught in the new supply when they had us around. They were doing this out of one of their impulsive reactions, right? They might have been speaking to someone new even though we were still there, just because they felt like we was a bit distant and they was losing us. So they wanted to like add something to spice it up because they have reckless behavior, right? Reckless habits. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of negative consequences, they have these impulsive reactions like I mentioned earlier on. And they'll actually start to blame and have a rage against the new supply for making them break up with us. This is what will start to go through their minds. And this can happen over a spell of, you know what I mean? They may never recover from this. I'll go into that a bit later, but they may never recover from this literal narcissistic collapse, because a lot of them can't look in the mirror and see reality. You know what I mean? Plus they're having a mental breakdown. You know what I mean? And you lot might be thinking, oh, this didn't happen to the narcissist, I know. But trust me, you need to see beneath the veil to understand that this is what was happening behind the scenes. A lot of you are caught up in your feelings because you've seen them go on with someone new. And I know when it's fresh, that hurts. But you've got to understand that's them trying to plaster up the cracks. They're going on with these new suppliers. They're going on with these new people trying to plaster up the cracks. And it's just not the case. You know what I'm saying? They're literally going on a downward spiral. They're literally collapsing. And they're throwing a tantrum. They think this behavior that they're doing will get you back somehow. This is what their aim is. Like, they're trying to reel you in with this toxic behavior. They're hoping that you reach out. They're hoping this toxic behavior lures you back in. But another sign is they'll go for character assassination. So this is another impulsive reaction, but it's kind of like more in depth. Like, they'll go for the character assassination on you. You know what I'm saying? Because they felt like they were losing you. Well, they felt like they're losing the supply which they have with you, right? So they'll throw a tantrum to get you back. And this can be a character assassination. This can be a smear campaign. You know what I'm saying? Where they literally go for you. And this is what happened to me. They went for the character assassination. They went for the big smear campaign. And they went for me. And I didn't realize, literally, they were collapsing. Because I was getting hoovers in between this. And they was reaching out. And they was doing all this crazy stuff. Wild, crazy stuff was going on with police and stuff. And I never really understood it. But literally, they was dying. Like, they was literally withdrawing from losing me. Like, they was going through some craziness. And they done these impulsive reactions, calling police, doing this, doing that, the other. But they had to keep up with this character assassination. So a lot of them will try and assassinate your character. You know what I'm saying? Through the smear campaign. Which leads me on to the next point, which I just said. They were still in contact with me. They were stalking and baiting. So the narcissist hacked my phone, which maybe many of you have heard me say this before. I'll just mention it again. But they hacked my phone. So during the time when they called police on me and stuff, I didn't realize my phone was hacked by them. They installed one of these apps that you can install on your partner's phone and delete it, and then basically you've got access to the phone. I didn't know this was going on, but they were stalking me and they were baiting me out. They were baiting me, so they were like trying to lure me out through, even when I was on dating apps and stuff. I shouldn't have been at that time because I wasn't healed yet, but they were like making fake profiles and contacting me and trying to do all this stuff, and it's crazy. But what I wanted to say is the narcissist doesn't usually recover from this. And this is why when they grow of age, they're post-collapse. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if we're older now and we're getting into a relationship, and we need to be careful because we might be getting with a narcissist that's already gone through a collapse. You know what I'm saying? These lot are very good at pulling the wool over our eyes. They're very good at pretending. And a lot of us haven't realized that the narcissist has gone through a collapse, right? But I'm telling you, that the narcissist felt like they were losing you. They felt like they were losing supply from you, right? Which, they either lost you or they felt like they were losing you, right? And they've thrown a tantrum to get you back. You have to understand this crazy behavior that they've done. I know it doesn't make sense, right? But in their minds, they're doing this stuff to get you back. Like, when they're going with new people and stuff, they're thinking in their minds, in their fragmented minds, they're thinking this type of behavior will get you back. You know what I'm saying? They think like by doing this stuff, they're going to win you back over. And it's really messed up. But a lot of these narcissists that we've encountered have gone through the collapse by losing us. And they felt like this from before they even lost us. I've spoke about this. They felt like this from before they even lost us. They realized they were losing us leading up to the discard, or whether you cut them off or whatever. They felt like you were slipping away, and they knew you were slipping away, and they went into a collapse. And this collapse can last for a lifetime. They can continue on their collapse. You know what I'm saying? Some of them won't recover. I don't believe it's highly likely that they will recover from this collapse, because they're so messed up in their heads. They're not going to be able to like see reality. They're so delusional. But anyway, thank you for watching today. Shout out to the subscriber for letting me know about this topic. It's really helped me, so I really appreciate that. So I'm not an expert on the topic, but it's just I felt like I should share it with the viewers and stuff. But it's basically what I extracted from my own situation, and some notes and stuff. So I appreciate you watching, and anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Oh yeah, so if you would like to book a session with me, you can find the details in the description box, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find the details in the description box. Currently I've got the secondary channel, the spiritual channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.